back. In the earlier breaking news, the Supreme Court has junked the interim bail plea that has been filed by two convicts, Radhesham Bhagwandas and Rajubhai Babulal, who had in fact appealed to the Supreme Court. These are the two convicts in the Bilkis Bano Rape Case. The Supreme Court junked the plea by the two convicts seeking interim bail until the decision on their remission pleas. This is the latest bit of news coming in, with the Supreme Court dismissing the interim bail petitions that had been filed by these two convicts, these two men, Radhesham Bhagwandas and Rajubhai Babulal, who had been convicted of raping Bilkis Bano and killing her family during the 2002 riots in Gujarat's Godhra. So that's the latest, with both these convicts seeking temporary release till the top court had ruled on a fresh remission plea. But that appeal has now been junked, has been dismissed by the Supreme Court. They have also filed a challenge to the court's January verdict that had cancelled their release by the Gujarat government in 2022. Big news coming in, with the Supreme Court junking the interim bail petitions filed by these two men who have been convicted for raping Bilkis Bano and killing her family in the 2002 riots in Gujarat's Godhra case. Let me go straight across now to Ananya for more on this. Ananya, tell us more.
Well, definitely, this is in fact
Right, we'll get back to Ananya in just a bit. The news that has just come in is that the Bilkis Bano convicts' bail pleas have been dismissed. The Supreme Court dismissed their petitions that have been filed by these two people, Radhesham Bhagwandas and Rajubhai Babulal, in fact, who had been convicted for raping Bilkis Bano. Both of them had sought temporary release till the top court had ruled on a fresh remission appeal. It was in March that Bhagwandas and Babulal had moved the court, contending that the January verdict contravened a 2002 order by the Constitution bench and asked that this issue of their remission by the Gujarat government be cancelled or be referred to a larger bench. Ananya is back with us. Ananya, over to you. Fill us in with all the details from the Supreme Court that has dismissed their interim bail petitions.
Definitely, they had in fact approached the topmost court of the country. These were two convicts in the Bilkis Bano rape case who had knocked the doors of the Supreme Court. In fact, seeking an interim bail in this particular case, challenging that particular verdict of the Supreme Court given out earlier this year, very categorically stating that until and unless their remission is decided afresh, they should be released on interim bail. However, a bench headed by Justice Sanjeev Khanna has dismissed their petition in this particular case, very clearly pointing out that there cannot be an appeal against that final judgment that was passed by the Supreme Court. And very clearly at this particular point of time, no kind of relief coming in for these two convicts. A big setback to these two convicts in the Bilkis Bano rape and murder case. If you remember, these people had approached the Supreme Court. There was a remission policy that was existing, and then they had been granted a remission by the then government in Gujarat. And very clearly, a lot of uproar had happened against that. And next, what had happened was the Supreme Court has reversed that decision of remission, and now finally, after that, they were asked to surrender. After they had surrendered, almost months after that, today they have had moved a petition before, in fact, the Supreme Court, seeking an interim bail, but that too has been turned down by the topmost of the country.
Right, Ananya, thanks so much for joining in.